mug.
I feel like I need a mug.
Yeah, like Steven Crowder.
Like Steven Crowder, he has his little mug.
Yeah.
I have a little
I
Glock
feel like
here.
all podcast tables have like a mug.
Well, that's the thing. We don't have a podcast table. We have a fucking.
It's like my own.
We just have a freaking background.
You know
the reason I turned that on was because I didn't want the glare of the light. So I was like, I just have it on.
You know what I miss?
What?
Do you know in schools when you had that chair connected to that desk?
Oh, that little thing right there that was like this, and you could put thing.
Yeah.
That shit was clean.
Yeah.
That's a clean. I low-key would love that as a gaming setup.
Pretty cool.
Because sometimes the problem with this desk right here is when I freaking have my controllers. I've been having this thing where I spaz out sometimes on this chair, right? Because like my elbows are here, but sometimes I want to be in here, and look, I can't because my elbows fall off the chair. At this point, no, look, and now I completely don't have it.
Huh?
Now I completely like if I move this thing, now I completely don't have it.
Oh, that you didn't want it.
No, I want it. I want something.
Oh,
like
but you
here.
want it closer.
Yeah,
in.
I want something closer.
That's the problem with this fucking chair.
That's the
you
problem
gotta
with this
go
chair.
out so wide.
Exactly like this, or it's like I don't even fit right in here. This chair's kind of small, to be honest.
Yeah, but for me, my desk is a little higher. I put my chair lower, so when I'm playing like right here. So my hands are under my desk.
See,
but if I'm charging my controller, I'll put my hands over my desk.
You see, because at the play test, the desk that they have was perfectly aligned. So my hands go above the desk. I kind of want to put my hands above the desk, but for some reason,
just put the desk.
But it feels weird. It feels really weird doing it because now I get too close and I end up hitting that thing in the back.
Oh damn!
That's why I kind of want to get into a desk because there's a problem here at all times. I find it
because mine doesn't have that. Mine's just whatever is connected to the wall.
Mine is,
and then mine's further out this way.
Nah, mine's a problem. Yeah. Anyways, guys, welcome to the Unnamed Podcast.
What's up?
What's up? We started just talking.
My name's Mark.
My name is Gio. Or Reckless. No, I'm going to say that one. Holy crap. We have no name for this podcast, by the way. We just say, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. By Monday, by the time this episode goes up, we'll have a name for it. For sure. For sure.
I feel my legs look big here.
Well, I mean, anyways, we want to start this podcast because we were just, we usually have really interesting conversations, and we were just like, let's just do it. Because maybe someone can hop in, maybe we can help somebody out with a conversation or change a different opinion or something. Like they heard an opinion they haven't heard before, and we're like, all right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So how was your workout today?
It was pretty good. It was actually kind of hard because I'm switching to sumo.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I thought you were just messing around that day.
No, I switched to sumo because my conventional lockouts are really bad.
Oh, wow.
So it's like at the top where my hips are supposed to hinge, instead of my hips hinging, my lower back takes most of the work. So I think like a few weeks ago when I did my heavy top set for the end of the program, it was like 425. And it was easy. It was like off the ground I'm so fast. But when I go to lock out, instead of locking out with my hips, I lock out with like, I kind of do this with my lower back versus like smoothly doing my hips.
Instead of like fully engaging with your hips and basically
having your
glutes drive into the thing.
I don't engage my glutes at all.
Oh, really?
It's literally once I get right here, it's my lower back takes over. And I'd notice when I go really heavy, the next day after, my lower back is like, it doesn't hurt, but it just feels like fucking tender.
Gotcha.
And I don't like that.
For those who don't know, we lift, so we're just talking about the gym right now, basically.
So that's why when I do sumo, at the top I always hinge. It's always super like important to hinge, and I make sure.
When you push sumo, do you feel like your knees lock out before your hips do, or do you?
I feel like they lock out at the same time.
Okay, because my homie Chris has been helping me out sometimes at the gym lately with lockouts and like just form and stuff like that, and he was saying how like he thinks your knees are supposed to lock out before the hips come up, before the hip hinges, and then so once your knees are locked out, that's when you do the drive in. But I was trying to figure that out, and honestly, I don't even know when I do it. It's just kind of like I don't even think about that. It's such a small thing that I can't even tell you when I do it.
You see, I think sometimes it's at the same time, or sometimes it might be my knees, because I know some lifters do that. I'll watch videos.
I know.
Some lifters lock out with their knees first, and then they hinge, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
because once the weight gets really fucking heavy, I don't know if I'll be.
I can't tell you sometimes when it gets.
For me, it's always I just try to do it at the same time. Like once it kind of goes over my knees, I kind of lock my knees out and then I hinge at the same time. But I think my knees might lock out first before my hips do.
See,
the other day I actually focused on that, try to lock out the knees first, and no, I just messed up everything.
Really?
I messed up everything. Yeah, I was like, I literally almost felt like I was gonna be in pain. I was like, no, I'm not. I can't do this. Like, I have to just do it.
Yeah, because I feel like if you lock out your knees first, depending on where you are, where your bar path is. Let's say if like you lock your knees out and you're fucking way down here, you have all this space that you still need to lock out. So
Like someone like Jonathan, where he's like short as hell.
Yes.
And he's like, if he
so
locks out his knees.
So now when you lock out, not only is it just hinged, but now it's like all that stress is on your lower back
it's
too.
too much.
Versus if you try to do both at the same time, it's like
It's a lot better for you probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna say.
I think it just depends on your like leverages.
Yeah. I mean, my lift today was pretty good, but like I said, I was telling Mark earlier before the podcast started how like I told you. Did I text you this morning about it? Or did I text you?
Yeah, you told me
yesterday?
that your pec was hurt and you were only gonna do
I got a slight injury. Unfortunately, I think I was thinking about it yesterday. I've had 5 lifting injuries this year.
Jeez.
We're in September, so we're a month 9.
You know what I think it might be? Did you take a deload?
I have not taken a deload on
that?
lifts since February. Fuck. I have not done a single deload. I just done like
because you went just from the program just to like this
to getting
throwback.
coached and stuff. Yeah. So I'm competing in powerlifting January 9th at the LA Fit Expo if anyone wants to show up. But and I got a coach, so we're doing like a little build back period right now, and then essentially we're gonna do actual prep. Starts sometime in mid-October. But essentially, yeah, literally yesterday or Monday when I benched, everything was fine. I just don't know what it was. I just felt like I couldn't get tight, and literally I think it was like I was only at 225, and right here I felt like something like move. And I was like, oh, just like thinking about it, just was kind of weird.
Before you benched or when you were up
No,
here?
like mid. Like it was like
Mid
I took it off
bench?
and then like mid bench is just like yeah, even coming down right now, I have a little stress here. It's more like a discomfort. It's not really like that much of a pain. Mm-hmm. But I shouldn't have been benched today. I was gonna bench again today, and after warming up, and I went to physical therapy yesterday and for stretching, and I was telling Mark right now before the podcast happened that the lady that stretched me out basically told me that it was weird. Good. Yeah, it stressed me out real good. So she would do these things where like she would grab like put me in certain positions, grab me, and then I would have to like resist it against her arms or whatever, right? The thing is, I was
Were you wearing this outfit?
No.
Okay.
This was yesterday.
Oh,
I was wearing a shirt. But essentially, I was kind of like, in a way, she called me like strong. Because I would pull, and she was like, whoa, a little bit less than that, a little bit less than that. We had to get a second person in there because literally I was like there was this one part where like I had my arm like stretched out like this like in a weird position, and she told me to pull, and it was basically like doing like a single arm dumbbell row, and I was like yanking it up, and she was like, ugh.
Damn.
But I have to go again tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm actually gonna get a massage.
That's good.
Yeah.
I heard apparently massages are better than getting adjusted by chiropractors.
Oh, way better. I don't know. I think the thing about chiropractors.
I've been meaning to go for like a really long time.
What do you think about chiropractors? Do you think they're bullshit or not?
Well, I think I saw a video on it, and it was like, the way chiropractors originated is that it was all like,
it was all bullshit
for money.
Yeah, I know.
All,
I've heard of it.
Which I think now is like you can get relief from an adjustment because anyone can get a relief. They're like, oh, this makes me feel so good. Like
but the next morning, once you go to sleep, your back
because chiropractors they don't show you how to fix your problem. They just give you a temporary fix.
Yeah.
Knowing that every month, come back every month, and then it's like instead of solving the issue, they're just your money's just going straight to them every single month.
Because when I had my lower back injury like 2 years ago, and I was going to the chiropractor I think every week. I was going every Monday.
I remember I told you I was like, bro, don't get too like.
I was going every Monday before lifting, and I mean obviously I got cured, but I don't think it was because of the chiropractor. I think it's because at home I would do my own little stretches like every day. And stuff like that. Shout out to Athlete Next. He had a really good video on how to fix your lower back. And I remember I was telling Rob about it because he had lower back issues too. Mm-hmm. But essentially it was like you would get on the ground and then you would get like a little scorpion position, but you have to keep your pelvis on the ground. You can't let it come up, and just hold make sure all the like little vertebrae, they're basically going back into your spine. And you just hold it for like 10-15 seconds, come back down slowly, and do that for like a couple reps, a couple sets and stuff. But I don't know, because chiropractic low-key might be bullshit. Yeah. I think so.
I mean, I think it makes you feel good, but I don't think it solves the issue.
Yeah, I don't think it can.
I think I'd rather get a massage like 100% rather than go to chiropractor.
Like I said, I had 5 injuries this year. It's a lot. Yeah, and I had one that was.
They're all minor though. They're not like.
Thank the Lord.
They're all not like, oh, I'm out for like weeks.
Yeah, I have injuries. The most I was out was out for like a week, and even then I wasn't even out. I could still do other stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't had an injury that literally I couldn't lift.
Break your leg.
But like, oh hell no. But like the one that I had was my lower back again, but it wasn't my lower back, and I knew it wasn't my lower back because it felt different from last time. And it was my psoas.
From like a few years ago.
No, yeah, from 3 years ago, it didn't feel like that. It felt a little bit different, but it was my psoas, and that's when I met the. Yeah, that's when I met I think
you know, if I deadlift conventional more than twice a week, that muscle gets so tight, and I have to stretch it every single day.
Really?
Like I do this certain stretch where
Your
I know.
psoas?
Yes, because it's connected. It's like that diagonal muscle that's kind of connected from your hip to your vertebrae.
Conventional, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because when you're doing conventional, what stance are you doing similar to? The leg press, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. So.
I think I go more narrow on conventional than I do on my leg press.
I do too, but essentially your legs are still pretty close parallel to each other. The physical therapist told me not to do leg press. For me specifically,
really?
He told me that's like probably like the worst thing that's gonna make your psoas tight.
You know what's crazy is that
I stopped doing it and it helped me.
The leg press, I'll do it because it feels good, especially on like the quads and shit. But every single time I do it, I just don't feel good after it. Like I feel so much better after like lunges or like Bulgarians, which is like.
That's why I completely took out the leg press out of the equation. And even like.
I remember there was one time I was pushing on leg press, and like the muscle like way out here, I would push. Like keep in mind, I had no pain during squats, and in leg press, the entire time I would come down and I'm fine. But as I push up, just pain the entire movement.
I think it's because
I didn't know why.
I do think the leg press is kind of an unnatural movement. Because at the end of the day, you are squatting at the end of the day.
Spine
it puts you like in a weird like fetal position. Well, I feel like if you're gonna do something like leg press, you're probably better off just doing like a hack squat. If you're gonna do a leg press or a belt squat, but the problem with the belt squat is not every gym has one. Luckily, Crunch has one. We just got it brand new.
But I want to use that.
Anyways, I was gonna say, what's going on, Mark? What's going on? Are we in the apocalypse? Are we in the Book of Revelations? The world's on fire right now. Australia locking down.
Australia's really bad.
We live in California, by the way. Who don't know?
I think there were TikToks that in Australia, if people go outside, I don't know if it's the police or something else, but they can report them, and they have to follow that report. So they'll go to whoever that person is. And
people cheer for that shit.
That's insane.
But I say like, well, what's going on? We got Texas passing these abortion laws, and then you got the Satanic Church saying that goes against their rights and all that stuff.
The Satanic Church?
Yeah, they straight up said that goes against our religion. I was like, oh shoot, you're not wrong, but you guys, I don't trust y'all. But then you got freaking election right now going on right here with California with Governor Newsom and all that stuff getting recalled. The boy Larry getting in there.
Things are happening.
You got New York Times calling Larry Elder the blackface of white supremacy. We got so much stuff going on that it's ridiculous. Then I just was watching a video the other day. Apparently in 2025 they have predicted that like a solar flare is coming in and it could probably end up wiping our grid.
Solar flare?
Yeah.
What do you mean by solar flare?
So sometimes when the sun gives off flares, right?
Okay, yeah.
And for those who don't know, it's like basically a flare of the best way I can explain it is like a flame. It's like a light. It's like a flaming light comes off, and it could basically wipe out our grid if it hits the satellites properly. Never happened before, but it's possible.
That's crazy if it's getting that close to Earth.
Yeah, but by 2025, they're saying that it's possible they can hit one.
By 2025, it's gonna like.
It could hit one. They said yeah. They said it. Yeah, it could hit one. It could hit one of them. Could hit us, and it could end up wiping our grid. And I was watching a video.
Getting hot as hell every year too.
I was watching a video. Shout out to the YouTube channel Riddle. I think it's Riddle. It starts with an R, but they just make a bunch of science videos. I always watch them, and they were saying like how to prepare for it and stuff like that, and like it's gonna happen out of nowhere. Like boom, all the electricity is gonna go out. You're gonna have your cell phone. You're gonna end up drawing a map of where you live on just to try to have a memory. Like things that you're most likely gonna do in that situation.
I mean, as long as you stay in Santa Clarita, you know how to get everywhere.
Pretty much.
To ride horses.
Pretty much. I'm allergic to horses, so I'm gonna get over.
Oh shit.
But
skateboarder bike.
But yeah, what's going on?
Well, I'm pretty sure if that was to happen, I feel like.
And then you got New York locking down with the COVID vaccine card, all that stuff.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
there's so much going on.
There's gonna be a lot of stupid vaccine passports now.
There's so much going on that if someone told me that you're living in the Book of Revelations, I think I believe you.
Yeah, I feel like it's just too much. I feel like as of lately, after like from the elections with Trump versus Biden, everything just kind of
went down.
Literally everything went down.
Well, you know what's funny too? I was telling Z about this the other day. Shout out to our friend Z, but
Well, he was kind of poking fun at it, saying like, man, if your life sucks that bad and you think everything went downhill after that turning point, then I don't know. We gotta fix this. You gotta fix something in your life. But I think it is kind of funny because it's almost like a bookmark. Literally, after Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh my god!
I feel like that was like the closing of a chapter, but just there for some reason that just fits a perfect timeline of a closing in chapter in humanity, and after that, literally everything went freaking boom.
That was it. And
that's just me.
Avengers,
I just think so.
Avengers Endgame was like, this is the last good thing that we will have in this earth. And boom, everything else is just gonna fucking go straight down the hill.
Everything after there was like boom, it's over.
Yeah.
Explode.
That's crazy, man. There's so much going on that's like, I'm scared if you really think about it.
It's scary if you sit back and think about it, but at the same time, I was talking to my, and then you got everything right going on with Afghanistan and all that stuff. There's so much you can talk about that I just saying, it literally feels like we're close to the end. I'm just saying that hypothetically.
Godzilla's gonna come out.
Kaijus are gonna start coming out the ocean, the Pacific Ocean.
See that? You know what's crazy is that one thing where that oil rig out in the ocean was caught.
The one that was on fire.
Yes.
It looked like a scene of Pacific Rim.
Crazy.
It looked
crazy.
It looked like a scene of Pacific Rim.
I thought some fucking.
Yeah, if you saw like an octopus come out of there with like 9 tentacles and stuff, like I would not be surprised.
I forgot what verse. I was watching a video on it a while. I think it was like a whole YouTube video about like comparing the world right now to the Book of Revelations, and then they were talking about how these giant monsters will come from the earth, and it's like by it would be like one after the other. So one will come from earth, one will come from like the ocean, and then one will come from like somewhere else. And then after that, I was like, bro, if something comes out of this right now, dude, we're screwed. Especially with everything that's out in the deep ocean.
That we don't know. Because we've only explored like 5 or 7% of it.
What if some animals like piss as hell that we fucking broke their home or something?
Exactly. But for those who don't know, the Book of Revelations is the last book in the Bible. And I don't want to get like religious on anybody, stuff like that. But man, if you read it, it has a lot of things right now going on that like they don't even seem that like crazy from each other. It said that in the final days, bad acts will seem like as good, and like going back to like the abortion thing right now, going in Texas and stuff like that, people are like getting like really mad about that. And like I'm just gonna say on the podcast, I don't care about. I'm really pretty hardcore pro-life, and it's like I remember New York. I think it was like a year and a half ago already, but they passed like an abortion law where you can kill the baby pretty much up to the day of.
I think I remember hearing something.
And that's pretty. The way they do it is horrifying. It's horrifying.
I think the day of, that's just.
But not just that too. It's like with the whole like the mark of the beast, that if you don't get the mark, you're not gonna be able to buy, trade, or sell without it. And it's kind of similar right now going on with like the COVID vaccine, like hard. Mm-hmm. Like you don't get it in New York, all right, then you can't come in here. Obviously, you can still get stuff like to go and stuff like that, but it's like, it's almost like a. I'm not saying that it's like a word for word like thing what's going on. But it's almost like a snippet, you know?
Like parallels.
It's just like it's just like a little like glimpse. It's like you're watching a movie trailer, and that's what we're living through right now. It feels like it.
Especially with COVID passports, I think I'm so against that because like, if New York made it so you can't go without a vaccine, then like more countries will follow, and more. It's just like, where the fuck am I gonna go? Texas?
Well, yes.
Like that's the only state.
Well, first of all, yes.
Like Texas and Florida is gonna be the only state where you don't need
West Virginia too. You go West Virginia. There's a lot. West Virginia. You go Utah. Beautiful states.
California's gonna be like, yeah, you can't leave with that one.
California right now is gonna be up in the air right now. I think right now we're in a crucial time right now with the governor election. I'm really hoping Larry Elder can win, because Governor Newsom obviously I think he's just kind of a liar. You know?
Not fit for this.
Not fit for this. I just think he's a little bit more morally unethical person to run this state. After everything he's done with the COVID lockdowns and stuff like that, him working with the Mayor Eric Garcetti saying
ruining lives.
Bro, they were literally telling people like you can rat out your neighbors and stuff like that if they're having more people over, and then they would shut off their water and electricity.
I think
that's illegal.
I think we might have had some here that, I think there was like, people were thinking or like talking about doing parties like. Next thing they know, their power's shutting out.
Yeah.
It was over the summer, too, so it was hot as hell.
No,
you don't have...
I believe that goes one of the... I know it does, but I don't know exactly what it's called. I'm not sure if it's like one of like the Civil Rights Act of California, but it goes against it that you can't deny somebody's household access to water and electricity. Like, you just can't do that. But then again, too, right now, like, it just kind of shows that they don't really care about the laws. like Biden recently right now with the Supreme Court with the how like they were saying I forgot the whole thing, but after a certain point people had to pay their rent because for right now because of COVID the rent was like kind of like not forgiven but like on pause. Well essentially the timeline was up. It was up, so they couldn't do it no more, and Biden wanted to give them more time, and the Supreme Court said no, and Biden's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. Pass a new. He's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna get it. I don't give a damn. Like. It's like it kind of shows that they have no respect for their own laws,
Yeah, that's dirty.
Look, they don't even like the Constitution. And when I say they, I'm referring to people like on the political spectrum. They're all like on the left, the Democratic Party, people that claim to be like part of Antifa, all these little organizations.
They only care when they want something for like to work for them.
Exactly.
That's the only time.
That's the only time they care about it. Other than that, if the Constitution goes against what they want. They'll literally say, "Oh, it's an outdated document. Why are we listening to it?" And then if it's something that they want, they're like, "Oh, it's my right,"
It's one of the like biggest things. Is like, "Oh, it's so outdated. It's so this and that." It's like, "Fool, it's worked this long for this long. Just let it work."
It's the greatest document in history ever written. That for a nation. That's what I'm referring. It's the best, and it's honestly genius the way that the founding fathers wrote it. Because one of the things that I love about the Constitution is that there's an argument that I've heard from people that they don't believe that the Constitution, with the whole principle of alienable rights, where they come from. Because, the rights in the Constitution, they weren't given to us by the government. They were given to us by God. That's where the whole premise of the Constitution comes from. Is that these rights, it's basically, we have these rights already naturally when we're born because God gave it to them. But basically, the government cannot infringe on these rights. So the government doesn't give you these rights. That's one thing, too, that I want people to realize because we're going on with the lockdowns and everything. People are getting censored on social media and stuff like that. They can't speak their mind, whatever, because they get censored. People really trying to ban freaking 2A, especially right now because people want to ban guns in like California. So it's always been a huge thing. It's already hard to get a gun here. It's like the government doesn't give you any of these rights. You have them naturally. Yeah. You're born with them. God gave them to you, but and the government's there to not infringe on them. That's what the Constitution is for. So yeah, it's just too much going on. So what'd you make of all this?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's just so much that's like, it's kind of, dude, I don't know. I feel like there's so much that I don't like, and like the more I think about it, the more it angers me. So I try not to think about it, but it's like.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I want to start this podcast too. Is to bring light to things like this and to like have a different perspective on things. Because a lot of people, I feel like, they see the news, they see people posted little black squares on social media, or maybe something can be happening like in Afghanistan or whatever it is, what other countries going on, and people post like a little thing on Instagram. Get educated, learn about this subject right now, and it's like, dude. First of all, you're not going to learn anything from a little damn Instagram thing written by somebody that has definitely an agenda pushing towards you.
You have to do your own research.
Exactly.
Which I was always like as a kid. I would always do my own research. I'd be like, oh, why is it like this? Why is it like that? And people just get frustrated because like, just accept it. Like, no,
I was always the type to like ask like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Which I feel more people should do instead of just accept what they see on Twitter.
Exactly.
Like every single time we see Z, he's like, oh, I saw on Twitter. It's like. It's okay to an extent because there's some people that speak the truth, but there's so many other people, and Twitter has like a platform in like any social media.
It's filtered for sure.
Yes, they'll always just show. They'll show what they want to show instead of like.
The algorithm will show you what you want to see too, no matter what. But I mean, I try to be a little bit optimistic. Like I was talking to my brother-in-law about it. I was like saying that like, as much as I see, especially because with COVID, when COVID first happened in 2020, a lot of people got like depressed and stuff, getting locked down in the room. And I've always said, like, in my opinion, I'm kind of thankful for the lockdown to a degree. I'm not thankful for, like, the people that died, for the businesses that got shut down. But we were always, a lot of us, like, got isolated. And I like to say that, like, you want to find out who you are, go spend time by yourself. If that's the only person you're spending time with and it's just you'll find out who you really are. And for me, I think it was kind of like a little reawakening, like, a little spark, a little fuel in the fire, exactly, more like to push towards what I want to actually do.
Yeah, which I feel like is more people. I remember talking to a coworker about COVID, and for that exact reason, that not enough people are capable of being by themselves. Like, there's so many people in COVID. Like, for me personally, yeah, it sucked because everything was shut down. But for me, it didn't really change my life other than not going to a physical gym. Like, we still trained here, but it's like everything else, I was capable of being by myself. Yeah. Like, I was capable of, like, having my own thoughts of, like, this is that. But there were so many people that couldn't comprehend, oh, I can't go to bars, I can't go meet people, I can't go to raves, I can't do this and that. And
especially raves, this is a big one.
Yeah, and
a lot of people like
they're
that.
Like, who am I without this? And that's who they are. That's like they can't think for themselves. They can't like just spend times by themselves. They can't like in this room. If I was by myself, it's just silence, and they can't cope with that. They can't do anything with that.
Like, I got to the point.
People go mad.
Yeah, people go crazy
and
for
that.
And
it's insane that people can't have just conversations with themselves.
Well,
or they refuse to go on this like journey to know who they are, and they just feed what everyone else is giving them.
And I feel like going back to what you just said right now, like going on a journey to feel like themselves. I had a conversation with someone recently. What do you feel about like people leaving their hometown? That's something I want to ask you.
Leaving
their hometown to find who they are, in a way. Do you think it's necessary?
I don't think it's necessary, but I do think that there are people who are very extreme, and they're very like all or nothing. So they're like, if I'm gonna go find myself, I'm gonna go to Thailand, or I'm gonna go backpacking, or I'm gonna go like in the woods.
That's some shit I do.
And that, which is fine.
I go to Japan.
Which is fine, but I don't think everyone needs to go to those extremes to like find themselves.
Yeah, no.
Literally, it's as simple as locking that door and just being like, who am I? Why am I here? And this and that. But if that helps people, then so be it. Do I think it's necessary? No, but like, just depends on their personality and like what.
Cause I mean, it's just because I see it on. I was talking about it to someone recently at the gym.
Well, sometimes you hear the phrase is like, "Oh, I went to go find myself," and it's funny because it's like they went to like.
It's like, dog, you went to LA. It's like, bro, what?
But they'll go to like Paris and they'll go like they wanted a vacation. They didn't want to go find themselves. They wanted a vacation.
It's like you don't want to find yourself. You just want.
It's like going to Japan and like. Buying a whole bunch of like anime shit and like doing all this crazy stuff out there. It's like you're not finding yourself. You want a vacation, but in order of you like going on vacation, whatever, you say like, oh, like I like this, I like that.
I actually hear that a lot too, because I watch a podcast from these guys that live in Japan. Shout out to Trash Taste. They're a whole bunch of anime YouTubers, but I
think I watch those guys.
Oh, they're funny.
I don't watch them, but I've seen clips.
Yeah, I always watch the podcast. One of my favorite podcasts. But they were talking about how like a lot of people try to go to Japan to find themselves, and then they quickly realize it's not it, dog. It's not it. Because a lot of people don't know about Japan. It's a very, very strongly conservative country. Mm-hmm. Like, when I say conservative, I say like to the extreme. Yeah, like they were saying how like it was hard for them to even get an apartment over there because they're foreigners.
Damn.
And luckily, one of them is Japanese. That was probably like the only reason they got it. But it's like it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to go find. Like I said. If you want to find yourself, lock yourself in a room by yourself.
It doesn't even have to be in a room. If you want to, like, if you have this.
Go take a walk.
Go take a walk. Go on a hike. There's literally been times where like I think I went on a hike by myself and I was like, bro, I could bring a chair right here and like I'll be like completely happy, like literally just staring at just nature.
And if you want yourself a little bit more of a challenge, like how Dr. Jordan Peterson says, find the heaviest thing you can lift and go lift that. Now. I don't think he means that literal.
Yeah.
Because, let me use it as an example. Like, say you're going through something in your life and you have, like, a relationship with somebody that's, like, really, really toxic, right? And at the moment, that's kind of, like, the heaviest thing that you see in your life. Go deal with that. Challenge yourself. Yeah. Go have that conversation with that person. It's like, hey, yo, dude, like, I think we should cut it off. I don't really like you in my life like that. No hard feelings, but, later. If that's where you feel like it's the heaviest thing in your life, then go do that. Or if you're working a job that you absolutely dread, quit it or something. I don't know. Do something that's challenging for yourself.
Yeah.
Mine is set, but we have to reset the camera.
This Canon only decides to let you record it for 29 bloody minutes.
What are we talking about?
It
was literally only like a second.
It was only like a second. But I was talking about like Jordan Peterson, like and like picking up stuff.
Okay. So there's too many people that find like obstacles and that find issues, and they always do whatever they can to steer away from it. So it's like a lot
this can be perfect for going into what I wanted to bring up right now. Continue.
Cool. So there's like just I hear it all the time, especially like when I talk to people about like relationships, and a lot of people that have been hurt before, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this and that because I've been hurt. I don't want to do this and that because I've been hurt. But it's like but not even just in relationships, but it's like, let's say, like, if you're a student, whatever, you have this crazy homework, it's like, you just have to do it. Like, there's so many issues that
Stop being a bitch.
There's too many issues people have that could be solved like this if they just did something about it.
If they just
but
do
too
it.
many people just hide under the rug. They'll go to parties, they'll hide under the rug, they'll go to raves, they'll do this is not, they'll distract themselves like with 50,000 different things, and they won't just attack that one issue because they're scared or they're like, they don't know what's gonna happen. But it's like, you just have to do it, bro.
It's so funny you said that too, because I was just watching I was on Instagram like a couple days ago, and you know who Jason Capital is? No?
I don't think so.
No? Entrepreneur? No?
Jason Capital?
No, yeah.
No.
And it doesn't matter. He was saying like it might have been Jason Capital. Honestly, it might have been Gary Vee for all I know, but I don't know. Either way, the premise was basically said, all right, write the things you really want to accomplish in your life, and then like write everything, right? And then it was like a 30 like long list of things. Mm-hmm. He's like, all right, scrap half of it. Screw that. Scrap 80% of it, and narrow it down to like 5 things. And he's like, all right, work on these 5. Because I feel like a lot of times too is that people want to do so much that they get overwhelmed. Yeah. That it gets to the point where they're like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah, they put people. A lot of people have a tendency of putting too much on their plate, which I guess it makes sense because people want to stay busy. Like some people, especially like hardworking, like people who have strong work ethic. I think I had a coworker who was like, "Oh, I do 50,000 50,000 things at once," and then like he has like a mental breakdown because it's too much. Or not maybe not like a mental breakdown, but it's like he gets too stressed.
Okay, gotcha.
It's too much for him.
I thought people started crying or something. I was like, damn.
But yeah, I mean,
you need help, bro.
I feel like I think that's one thing that I struggle with too, is that like I try to do so much, but as of lately I just want to take a few things and be like a master at that. Like literally be the best I can possibly be. Because if I try to do, like, the whole fucking alphabet of things, it's like, I can only give so much time to these little things.
You're only going to become a master at something until you put the 10,000 hours in.
Yeah, into that one
you're not going to be able to do that if you're freaking split over here, half a year, half a year. But it's funny because, in the way, I'm saying that, but I feel like, I don't know if it's a problem of mine, but I feel like I don't think so too much, because right now, we're doing this podcast. For those who don't know, I used to have a YouTube channel too. You guys can follow it, Giovanni Rosas. We'll come back to it eventually. I want to do social media, and then I'm also doing gaming YouTube, Reckless. I'm still focusing on the gym. I'm trying to win this. I'm trying to do the best I can in this powerlifting coming up. There's a lot of things going on, right? So it's like, to myself, it's like, is it too much on my plate? But at the same time, I don't think so, because at the end of the day, these are all things I want to do.
Yeah, I think it depends on how stressed you are.
So, I feel like I can handle all it.
So if you feel like you can handle it, and you're not sacrificing one thing over the other. So let's say like you want to film something here, like, or like the podcast gets in the way of the training. It's like, oh damn, now this and that is getting in the way of my training. Whereas if you find time to allocate for each thing and you could do it well, then I don't think it's an issue, because a lot of times they go hand in hand. So like if you're trying to do social media and lifting, that kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you try and do social media and gaming, that also goes hand in hand. Like there's a lot of like.
They could all just help each other out.
Yes, exactly. They could all.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
It's all just.
So I don't think it's a bad thing. Unless it gets to the point where it's like, oh damn, now I kind of have to pick and choose what I want, or or you get really stressed.
It's like if I ended up getting like a 60-hour job.
Then you're literally only gonna have to pick like one thing.
You literally have to like. It's over. Because I was talking to someone at the gym. I'm not going to say their name, but you know them. Tatted dude. Honestly, that doesn't matter. I'm not going to say his name. But I just saw him recently, and he was telling me, he was like, dude, because he started working at a Whole Foods as a bartender. First of all, I was like, I didn't even know Whole Foods had a bartender. He's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, what? That's crazy. He works right here in Porter Ranch. But basically, I think he said he was working 60 hours a week.
Jesus.
And I was like, damn. And then he was like, yeah. He's like, I've been missing the gym a lot too, and I'm trying to keep my social life and stuff like that. And I told him, I was like, I get it, bro, but like, I feel like if the gym's really that important to you, like, I feel like social life, like, do you have to go out? How many times a week you're going out? You know, like, if you can only go out one time, then that one time. Or if you only can go out a couple of times a month, then screw it, you know?
Yeah.
If you have to get done with you have to get done what you want to get done.
Yeah. I mean, I think he just has to pick what he wants the most. If he only wants a social life just to, like, drink and, you know, just do random shit,
gotcha.
then, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's probably not as important, but if he's like wants to spend time with his family or like friends that he doesn't really get to spend time with, it's like, god damn, like I do understand like you wanting to do that, But if you could do it like once a week, at the end of the day, it's like you have to prioritize what you want. If he really misses the gym, then he'll make time for it.
Exactly.
If he really wants to socialize, he'll make time for that. That 60 hours is a lot.
6 hours is a lot.
But
I started thinking in my head, how many days is that?
But I think it's manageable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I did like 40 hours a week, dude. 2020 was so fucking insane. From the start of 2020 to the end of 2020, I did 40 hours a week. I was in school. I think I took 3 classes, which is like on the cusp of full time or like 3/4 or whatever. I had a girlfriend at the time, still was trying to work out and still was trying to hang out with like my friends.
I remember that.
Dude, it was...
We never heard from Mark then.
It was so much. It was like...
That was a lot.
Because I was working full time. Like literally full time,
so much.
like 40 hours.
Whenever I would hear somebody say like, I don't have time, but like, shut up, my big brother Mark doing more than you.
Dude, because at the end of the day, it's like work. I was like, fuck it, like 40 hours, like I need to make money, whatever. What else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And then I was in school, so I was like, I mean, I'm making time for that. On my days off, I'll do it in the morning, and then I gym every single day. But that's not something that will change because I'm always gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because who am I without? Like so many people like at work, they're like, oh, that guy works out, that guy works out.
Hey, there's some things that you just can't change.
It's like my passion. Like, what am I? Like, I'd rather quit and then keep working out. Like, it's no matter what, I'm always gonna do it. So even if I don't have the time for it, I'll make the time.
No, I feel you.
And then with my girlfriend, I was still like on the days off, I'd go. So it's like you literally just have
This man was going to Disneyland a couple of times a month.
That was a lot, yeah.
A couple of times a week. Was you going a couple of times a week?
I think.
I don't know, but I would see we would literally, me and the boys would be like, our homie Dylan had a joke. We were like, "Where's Mark?" He's like, "He's probably Disneyland."
Well, dude, it was a lot.
Talking about our friend Dylan, that's another person as an example right there, especially right now.
Dylan's what I use as an example.
Yeah, it's funny too because our friend Dylan is absolutely insane right now too. I think he was.
I haven't talked to Dylan in a while.
I just talked to him recently. I think he was working 60 hours a week.
Jesus.
Because, or maybe 70. I think he's 70.
God.
But
that's Jersey Mike?
Yeah, but there's a reason for that. So apparently the miners that were there were working way more than they were supposed to because miners are only allowed to work like 5 hours here in the state of California, I believe. They were working like 8 or like 7, right? And essentially all the miners at the Jersey Mike's that my friend Dill works at got suspended from working.
Because they were working too much?
Yeah, all of them. And there was a lot of miners working there. So Dill literally had to pick up all of them, all of like their like shifts and stuff like that because they needed it. And this fool told me
he was be manager right now.
Bro, he was like at least my check's all fat. But he said this was like, bro, I wake up at 6. I had to by 6:30. I don't know why Jersey Mike's you gotta get there so early.
I think it's just to set up. What time do they open?
Yeah, but don't they open like until like 10?
I don't know what time they open.
3-hour bloody set up to make some sandwiches?
I think they open at 8. At 7 or 8.
Oh, I think they have breakfast sandwiches. That's probably why. Yeah. But anyways.
Because if they open at 7 or 8, that gives them 2 hours of like...
Regardless, he was there really early, and then he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I get off like at 8. I'm like, what the...
PM?
I was like, bro!
Dude, that's
my God!
14 hours.
Yeah, and he told me he stopped going to the gym for a while, because he just said, I was so tired that all I could think about was going home and going to sleep.
Dude, sometimes it does get really bad. Because right now I'm working 35. Which, like, my manager, I talked to him, was like, dude, I'm not doing 40. Like, I'm not doing it. Because I work at Target, and the issue with working 40 hours at Target versus working 40 hours somewhere else, because I used to work at Jack in the Box, an 8-hour shift is 9 hours. Because they give you a 45-minute lunch.
Yeah.
So, during COVID 2020, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would be there from 12:15 to 9. So, I would wake up at, like, 8 or 9 in the morning, go to the gym, I wouldn't even eat, and then I would go there. But now that I'm doing 35, which is like 7 hours each shift, now I'm actually there for 8 hours. So my shifts in the morning, on Tuesdays I always open, I'm from 8 a.m. to 3:45. So I would wake up at like, I think 6:45. I have this exact amount of time for me to get ready and go to work so I'm not late. So I wake up at 6:45, but I'm not used to that, and I'm not used to having a sleep schedule. So I'll go to sleep at like, I think the other day, yesterday, I went to sleep at like 1, and I had to get up at 6:45. So I got up at 6:45. It puts such a hinder on your training.
No, it does. 100%.
Like, dude, I like my push day was yesterday, and I did 250 for a single, and it always flies, but it was so hard. And I did 215 for 4 sets of 5. Weight I would throw up like it's nothing, bro. On the very last set, it was like RP 10. It's so hard, and I get so tired. I literally go home, I take a nap for like 20-30 minutes, and then I go to the gym.
Yeah, sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, damn, I genuinely sometimes do think 24 hours is not enough time in the day.
Dude, I really wish. You know what I'm gonna start doing now is that, I'm actually gonna go to bed earlier, so I could I could have a sleep schedule, and I want to wake up at 8, because, usually when like for today I didn't do it, but I would wake up at 9. I'd stay in bed for like 30-40 minutes, and then I'll get up, and then by the time I get up it's like 9:40. I got a shower, I'll get like a quick breakfast, and I have like about an hour and a half to 2 hours before I go to the gym. But I wish I had more time in between that, so I could do more, like I'll meal prep or I'll cook.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to like try out new recipes, and I want to cook that before I go to the gym, so like breakfast or like whatever. Like today I'm making like English muffin like pizza things. That's just gonna be so good. But and I wish I had the time to do it in the morning, so I could eat that for breakfast, and then after I go to the gym, it's like I have more time, but I get so lazy.
I feel you.
But I just wish there are days where I get so productive, but I just wish there was more than 24 hours in the day.
Sometimes just a little bit. Yeah, especially sometimes because like, right now with the gaming channel, I want to go on an upload like schedule like legitimately. But sometimes it did not work my way.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, my day just went by. I've been doing stuff all day, and I'm like, and I have this video edited, like sitting here. I'll have to edit it, and it's gonna take me about another 2-3 hours to edit it, and I want to upload this by tomorrow morning. And I was like, it's impossible. And I was like, I'll just edit it tomorrow, then upload the next day.
You should just.
Editing takes such a long time. It takes a long time. A long time, especially when you're trying to like.
I remember when I did it. I remember like, because you want everything to be.
When
like,
you want everything
that.
perfect, and
especially because I've seen your videos and like you'll put in memes that work perfectly.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta find.
And they have to find it. I have to find it. Or sometimes I have to like think to myself and be like, all right, what can I fit in here? what can I fit in? Then I go scrolling through YouTube and I'm just looking through stuff and I'm like, this is pretty funny, and then put it in there. But I wanted to go back a little bit to what we were saying, like how the original question that I brought up earlier is like, what's going on in the world, you know? And
we strayed so far.
We went on a huge tangent. But I was saying that like.
Hold on, before we get there, you should work out a schedule for.
You know what's funny? It's behind you. I have a planner that I used for about a week, and then I
don't see no
planner. It's behind you somewhere in the notepads over there. I literally brought a planner, and I told myself, this day, this time, and then eventually it got to the point where I was like, it just things come up, like the shop comes. Can you come at this time randomly? Like literally yesterday on the.
That's pretty nice.
Like for example, right now we're gonna talk about this right now a little bit, but right here we got the PlayStation Showcase. We'll talk about it right now towards the end. But I want to react to this on my gaming channel, right? Well, yesterday when on the way back home.
You gonna record it?
Yeah, and I want to react to it. I'm gonna chop it up. I'm not gonna put the whole damn.
I think it's only like 40 minutes.
It's usually like 40 minutes, yeah. But I want to react to it like kind of like live, and then like, but my brother-in-law calls me being like, oh, like tomorrow for like a Thursday and Friday, can you come in at this time? And I was like, damn it, that's the time the showcase is.
Oh, really?
And now I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna have to watch.
Sucks.
I'm gonna have to watch the recorded version of it then. But the thing is,
you can still react.
No, I can still react. But now I have to force myself not to go on Instagram, to go on YouTube, nothing, because I'm gonna get spoiled.
Don't open any group chats.
Don't even open up any group chats. I don't want to see nothing.
I work too, but I'm hoping it starts right at 1, because I have work at 2:40, so I leave my house at 2:30. So I'm hoping I have that exact time to watch it.
My brother-in-law leaves me from 11:30 to about like 1:30 on Thursday and Friday, and then luckily Friday after that, then I'm gonna go to the gym. Then I have to go get some stuff in the valley. For those who don't know, I work at a body shop. It's family-owned business, so I pretty much just help out wherever the hell I get placed. But yeah. So Thursday's like literally gonna be kind of weird.
At night after it closes, the shop closes. If you just have your schedule at night.
For videos?
Yeah.
I do. That's the thing. I do it.
You still get called?
Huh? Oh no. The thing is like that's where my time goes to there. Like usually I can make it fit at night. But the thing is I usually it just has enough time to edit at night. Because I try to go to bed at least somewhat early.
Wow.
I try to go to bed by like 11. Then I end up freaking sometimes rolling around. Just procrastinating. I just can't go to sleep. It's hard for me to fall. Anyways, going back to the original question, what's going on in the world?
Okay.
I was going to say, I just want to add a little bit of light to it. Being like I do think about it sometimes. It's like, it's not that bad. You know, we don't have World War II.
Yeah.
We don't got Nazi Germany. We don't have to worry about
Genghis Khan coming over here.
There's a lot that we don't have to.
We're not the Black Plague, as long as hard to believe, but COVID's not the Black Plague.
There's honestly a lot to be grateful of if you really think about it. No matter how bad the world's going,
we still got running water.
There's a lot to be grateful for.
Exactly. Yeah, because
I think is I feel more people need to pay attention to, because a lot of people there's a lot of people at work that tend to go to the left, and a lot of those people, from what I've noticed, because I'm a very happy-go-lucky guy, not things don't really.
They're depressed, aren't they?
No, they're depressed and they're this and that. But one thing that I've noticed is a lot of people, and I get this way too. I'm a hypocrite, but a lot of the times they let
the little shit. Huh? The littlest shit just gets them.
Yeah, but it's not just the little shit. But let's say let's say Gavin Newsom gets recalled, right, and we get a new governor or whatever.
Oh, I know where you're going with
They're gonna let that. They're gonna act like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because something didn't go their way, which I get it, right? So let's say when Biden got elected, it's oh fuck, that kind of sucks, but it's it is.
We have over Biden, by the way. Yeah. Just for heads up. But
it is.
I mean, we literally text each other well, boys, it was a good run, but it is what it is.
But so many people let what happens in the world affect them so much.
But you know why that is, though? And I actually was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, why is that? Why are people so angry nowadays? They have such a kind of a persona with what they with these little groups. It's why is that? And
that's also not to say that they can't be emotional about it, because I get it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I get it, but it's
you
if
you
keep going and going and going and going, it's bro,
it literally consumes
focus on
you.
yourself.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, it consumes them. But I do think it's because it's a lack of purpose.
Yeah.
A lot of people have really good lives.
A lot of people,
they live in a nice really big house. They may or may not have two parents, but regardless, they probably have parents that have a good job. They probably didn't have to worry about it. They probably went to good schools. They had the option just to go get a free freaking scholarship, get paid by their parents, or if they didn't, now they're just bitter because now they're oh, I didn't get an option to get my college paid for, so now I'm in debt and stuff like that. And it's but I do think it's a lack of purpose, because people, it's just like I said, society is really good to the point where it's we don't have real issues. When I say real issues, you don't have to worry about going outside and getting mauled by a bear.
You know what's crazy? I actually did some research, because I was always why is there so much people? It's every other person you talk to has depression or they have anxiety
nowadays,
which isn't. It's I don't want to seem like a dick, but the reason why, from what I think and from the research that I've done, too many people have too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when we were in our primal state, because deep down we're all primal, no matter what, no matter with all this technology, no matter how many people want to go against that, we all want to sleep, eat, and fuck.
Exactly.
Right. But back in the day, we were so worried, which I'm pretty sure they were depressed, right? They were depressed if they didn't get anything to eat, if they lost.
Now that's real issues.
But now, back in the day, they had to worry about eating. They had to worry about sleeping. They had to worry about their family. They had to worry about so much. Versus now, what do people have to worry about?
Nothing. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna be we're gonna go look through outside sources. Be all right, what can I be mad about?
They make themselves depressed.
Yeah. What can I be mad about? Oh my gosh, this abortion law. I'm gonna be mad about that. Oh my gosh.
Too many people have free
time. It's just little things another black guy got shot by the police. Oh, let's be mad about that. No, I don't want to hear what happened. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm gonna stick to the fact that he got shot by the police and it's unjust. Shut up. You can't change my mind. That's it. And they make it their identity, and it's they just, like I said, it's just they're really depressed. They're really depressed people. And the funny thing too, I find is that these are the same people that preach love and tolerance and acceptance and stuff like that. And it's bro, I don't feel you're tolerant at all. You know, I don't feel no lovingness from you at all. I feel more hatred and bitterness coming off from you.
Every single time I think about those people, I'm damn, man. My heart's heavy for those people because
luckily I don't have to deal with much.
There's a lot of people that I pity, a lot, especially now that not now, but I've been working at Target. There's a lot of people I pity. There's a lot of people that our friend Zach. He's his life is terrible because he makes it terrible. But there's so many people that I'm damn, dude, your life sucks. But that's because they make it that way. And it's like, I wish some people would just change their mindset.
Look,
there was this one quote, was like, if you change the way you think, you change your world.
Yeah, it's 100% true. I mean, going back to the person I was talking to earlier about the gym, the one I referred to, the gym that works at Whole Foods, the bartender. I told him.
I think I know who he is.
I think you know for a fact who he is.
Yeah.
But once I left, before I left, I was gonna go back because I was squatting. And I was like, listen, man, the only thing you can control is your attitude and your effort. That's it. Everything else, it's gonna fall in place.
Yep.
You know. But speaking of letting things fall in place, speaking of letting things just kind of go through time, I want to bring up a topic that me and the boys brought up randomly last night, and it ended up taking an 2-hour bloody conversation. God, and right now at the gym, we were still talking about it. So, essentially, one of the animes that came out recently that I love to death is Tokyo Revengers, and that's kind of where like the thing kind of came from, the time travel aspect. And we say names here because these are just our friends. I was with Jack and Z on the party chat. Jacob too, then he left right away as soon as we started talking.
Why?
I don't know.
Spoilers?
No, he just didn't want to talk about it. No, it wasn't even about the show. It was the premise of it, going back in time. So we said, if you had the chance to go back in time, and we just kind of gave the timeline, we said like junior high. Mm-hmm. Go back in time to junior high. And with the mind that you have now, would you do it? And you have the ability to change anything.
You see, I want to.
See, me and Z said no.
I want to.
And then
I want to. Hold on. I want to because my life would be so much better right now. But at the end of the day, everything that happened made me who I am. So no, I wouldn't want to, no matter how tempting it is.
And this is the thing we said too. Jack said yes in a heartbeat. But,
of course he said yes.
but we said, and we started talking about like, obviously we would be doing stuff like we would, you know, it was like, bro, we could invest in Bitcoin, Tesla, Apple, all these other crazy stuff. We can hit up on Ethereum before it even really started, because around that time it didn't start to like 2015. We can invent stuff, bro. We can do so much stuff. And Jack was like, I'll pull up a school in a Lamborghini. I have the money. I flex on all the assholes that went to school with us. And I was like, and he was really going towards a route of a selfish kind of reason type of thing. But he says that, yeah, I'm down. But he said, I'll help my friends and my family out and stuff like that. And then me and Z were first talking about how we think it'd be fun. We think it'd be like a fun experience.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, because if you take everything that's like, if you focus on everything that was bad.
Yeah.
It's like, if you had a chance to go back in time, I think like 90% of people would want to. The only thing that stops them is like realizing, oh, like if I change that, then I would change everything. It's
Look,
like
that's where Z came into place. He's like, at first we said yes, and we started messing around, then we started thinking about it, and then I was like, actually, bro, I don't know. Z got way into it, being like, bro, you can fart on the wrong time and cause an earthquake in Africa or something like that. You know, I don't believe in all that. But basically, we were saying how like, the thing is, although I might have my own mind, I think that young version of me needs to experience a lot of those things that I might honestly end up avoiding. Maybe you see a girl and you know that it didn't end up with that, and you want to save yourself that emotional trauma, so you don't even you don't experience it. But now you don't experience it for yourself, but you don't know what experience that she had, right? What if she saw it as a life lesson, and now she never got that life lesson because of you're deciding, because you know what's going to end up, so now you choose not to. And not just that too, but we also said mentally you're almost kind of killing your family and your friends. Because that version of your family and your friends, that version of your mom, that version of your friend doesn't exist anymore. Because now you're going back in time. So now they're the person they used to be. But the person that you once knew, like I brought up you as an example. I was like, Mark went through a lot of things, and the friend that he is to me now is someone that I love. But the thing is, back then, he's not that person yet. Mm-hmm. And now knowing what he's going to go through, I'm going to try to prevent or help out where I can. But he's not going to become that person he once was. Therefore, that version that I had in my head, he's dead. He doesn't exist.
That's dirty.
That's what me and Z went to, and you know, like we're like, I don't think we could do it. You know, I don't think you can.
Because I mean, I think at that point it's like you're changing so much that everything you knew before is no longer there. You have you literally have to like be willing to like kill everyone
Exactly.
Like, in a sense,
you really are. You really are. Yeah, you're basically killing
to create
everybody.
this new world that you want. It's like you're playing God.
Yeah, your mom is not your mom anymore. She's like she is your mom, but like the version that you had in your head of your mom, that she's gone.
It's different.
And then not just that too, but if you had anybody in your family or in your life that died or something, you're gonna have to go through that again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do it. You know.
I just I mean I don't think I would change anything just because, like I always think about that and I'm like I am who I am now because of everything that's happened. So why would I? Even if it's super tempting and I could change a lot in a selfish aspect, but at the end of the day you have to give that up to accept who you are and what everyone else around you is, because this is who you are now, and when you change that it's like you're saying fuck everyone else and you're now building your own world, which is like kind of fucked.
Kind of messed up. So I just want to clarify, you said no, right? Jack, you owe me $10.
Oh, he thinks I would have said yes.
He said yeah. He said yeah. He said yeah, I think Mark would say yes. I was like nah. Mark would say no. Nah. But
it's tempting. That like 100% it is.
Yeah.
But to a lot of people it's tempting. But at the end of the day, it's, I don't think I would do it.
And the funny thing too is that he brought up the point. Is like I think everybody that's broken would say yes, which I agree.
Every bird that's broken.
No, everybody that's broken in the inside. Everyone that would say yes, I think the majority of the time is someone that's either broken or just they really don't dislike their life.
Yeah, but I don't know. That makes sense because, like I said, everyone who has trauma is gonna want to correct that. Yeah. But at the same time, it's those people who are broken, which might also seem fucked up, but it's like they just haven't healed. They haven't healed. They don't want to heal, or they don't know how to.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like in order for you to really say no, you either one have to know yourself, and two have to cope with everything that's happened to you. Because like for me, everything that's happened to me, it's like it could happen again. I'll be like, fuck it, here we go again.
Yeah, here we go again.
But people are like one bad thing from like having a mental breakdown, or like people who are suicidal are like one bad thing about like offing themselves and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing too. I brought up to the point too was like, it's like you just don't even know what the effect you can do by going back in time and messing with something that you don't know. Like, say you have a conversation with somebody that was like kind of like hard, like how like I'm just gonna use this as an example, but like the person that I mentioned, it's that I said the only thing you control is your effort and your attitude, right? Well, what if in this time frame, I feel like I had this conversation with this person already, so I don't even go up to him, right? But let's say that in this reality, they had a really shitty day, and that conversation with me made them better.
Yeah. And
now they're not gonna have that conversation because in subconscious they was like, I already had that conversation, so I'm not even gonna go up there.
I mean, there's a lot of people who are like, you can have meaningful conversations, or you could literally change people's lives just by talking to them, and now it's like you're so caught up in like doing what you want to do in this new world that you fabricated. Like, let's say if I were to do it right, I probably wouldn't be living here. I probably wouldn't be doing like a lot of the things I'm doing now, or probably just like different things. But there's a lot of conversation that I've had with people that like got really deep, where it's like you said, you never know when someone's having a really bad day, and you had that conversation and you saved that person.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, since you didn't have it, they're dead.
Yeah. You don't know that.
Yes.
You'd be like, they'll be fine. And then like 3 little bars for the battery. I think so. Yeah, it does.
I meant the recording, because didn't you say it only lasted like so long?
Yeah. Oh no, I cut it off and then I just put it again. You can tell it's working by the little red lights on. Yeah, it's recording. But what were we talking?
About the person being dead.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, like I don't think I could do that. I couldn't do it. At first, I thought about it. I thought it'd be fun. I brought up the example of the one thing I probably would do is
start lifting.
Oh,
start lifting
at
the age of 10.
Start lifting at the age of 10. At the age of 5, the moment you grew a hair, start lifting. But I said I'd probably be a much more of a troublemaker in school. Now knowing that the teachers are not gonna do anything. Knowing that the teachers are not gonna do anything. Honestly, I there was a couple times where kids said things to me, and I was like, just kind of like looked over it. Now I'll be like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna have a little fun with this. Let's start this into an altercation. Probably get in a couple of school fights, just because I don't know, just to be fun. Just to see things. It's almost like playing a video game, and like now you're playing from the bad perspective.
Yeah, it's like you chose the evil path this time.
Yeah, playing like infamous, but now you're playing it as the bad perspective.
I don't think I would do anything like that, just because I don't think I've had any like I've been bullied but I don't think I believe in violence that much or as angry for me to like go back in time just to pick fights.
Oh, I'm not angry. I just want to see what it's like.
Yeah,
I just be curious. I'm just curious how this this altercation will pretty much.
I think if I went back in time, I think I would probably change relationships that I had, or even not had any. So that's
the problem, though. By doing that is like now it's like at the end, don't forget you still have your memories. Yeah. So in the way you kind of did, but you don't know if that relationship meant so much to somebody else that they use it now as a life lesson too, and you don't know that, you know. Yeah. And I don't want to rob somebody from their life lessons like that. Yeah. Just because I wanted to save myself the emotional pain, and now it's like, now I'm screwing somebody else over for it. It's like, damn, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. But yeah, anyways, talking about decision making and living life as a double, a bad side and a good side. We got the Pushing Showcase tomorrow. At September 9th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Pacific time. This is probably be the last topic, but we're enough on a little lighter note because we talked a lot about like dark stuff, and we went all over the damn place. Honestly, I don't even think we freaking answered half the questions I asked.
It's okay.
I don't even know where honestly, this thing is gonna be so bad. But
I'm so excited though. You have no idea how excited I am.
So I saw a video. Sucker Punch.
I already know.
Sucker Punch.
I already know.
Renew their trademark for Infamous.
I know. And
I got really, really happy, and I got really excited. But
you know, would you be okay with a
collection?
No. A 100% remastered, like from the ground up, no Cole, no Delson, a complete new protagonist.
Oh, kind of like Saints Row right now, what they're doing.
Yeah. Or would you want them to continue with either Cole or Delson?
I would legitimately
if there's a whole new remake, they could they'll have to do new powers, new protagonists, new world, new everything.
I wouldn't mind it whatsoever. Give me an Infamous though. Just give me an Infamous and I will be happy. Yeah. And the thing is that I think one thing that would be really interesting too if they did do a new character, I think they should make him young. They should make him a teenager. They should put him in high school. That'd be very interesting. That'd be a very interesting thing. A high school, and let's just say like I don't know, like the military's coming in and like doing like they're using the labs there, and then boom, an explosion happened, and then he happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's how he got his powers. Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. And they should really like
would he go back in school?
Huh?
Would he go back in school?
Yeah, so I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not making this game.
You're playing math. You're doing like chemistry or something.
No, but I'm saying like he's a young dude. You know, he's a young lad in high school. He's a young stallion. I think they should make him like honestly, I wanted to make him like Peter Parker. They should be like a little nerd, a loser, just like a little like just like me. Yeah, I was in high school. just exactly the same. I think it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. Dude, Sucker Punch has been insane. Banger after banger.
I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm almost done with it.
So good, bro.
And it made me tear up a little bit.
Iki Island or the
No. I went back to the rain game and I'm about to beat it. I'm on Act 3. Yeah. It gave me goose pimples playing. Goose pimples.
The transition from Act 2 to Act 3 is kind of crazy.
Act 2 to Act 3 was crazy. I don't want to see no spoil. The game's like a year old though. So if you really want to play it, like
it's too long for a while.
But it was really cool in my opinion when I saw when there's this one part where like you infiltrate Sakai Fort or something like that going into Act 2 and like
Clan Shimura.
Yeah, Clan
Shimura's castle.
Shimura's castle, yeah. And you're told to go check on the flank. You go up these ladders and then you see a Mongol from like turn around, like face behind him, and you just slice him. And then Lord Shimura comes in sees you do that. He's like, Jin, what are you doing? This is not the samurai way. He's like, the samurai way died on the beach that day. I was like, damn. If you guys haven't played Ghost of Tsushima,
you're in Act 3?
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm in the snow area.
I think one thing that was sad was that like, I like the game because it goes from this transition to like having to be so strict and like putting lives on the line.
I love the message it puts in the game. Yeah. The message of the game alone is a very, very well, beautifully crafted. Like it's a message about leaving what you know behind, because you know that at the end of the day, it's not going to help you get you towards your goal. Mm-hmm. It's like almost like leaving the bird's nest.
And I think one thing is crazy too is that there was one scene in Act 2 where he gives him like this official like, oh, I asked the Shogun if I could adopt
adopt
you as my son.
And I was like, damn.
And in that act too, at that very moment, Jin's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like I as much as he wants a dad because his passed away.
Yeah, and you see how much it traumatizes him,
and how much he loved.
His uncle.
Yes, his uncle.
Yeah.
Like he was literally like after he died, like that was his dad pretty much, and then for him to say no, for the sake of like
his home.
Yes.
For the sake of the people that he's fighting for.
Even in that,
I love it.
Even in that part where you have to use the poison, you can see that there's a whole bunch of like bombs and stuff. So if they were to go, Jin's like, dude, if they go, they're all dead.
Yeah.
So now he has to like do the most despicable thing ever towards like humans, like other humans, for him just to save the people he loves.
Yeah.
And he has to sacrifice like his uncle hating him and him like for like the whole world hating him at that point. Like he's a criminal.
Yeah, he's basically
in their eyes.
Yeah, he is kind of a criminal in their
eyes.
You know,
if you go back, the other samurai will actually hurt you.
Really?
Hurt you.
I didn't know that. I haven't gone back to the second part of the island. I'm on just the snow area right now. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. But honestly, I also was saying that honestly, I would be surprised though if we don't get a new Infamous. I think it would be fine too if we get a Infamous collection, a 1 and 2.
I would actually.
I honestly wouldn't mind.
Probably prefer an Infamous collection over like a new one, just because I miss playing as Cole and I don't want to plug my PS3 in again.
But personally, I'm never plugging that thing ever again. But I also do think that it'd be very interesting to do a 1 and 2 collection, because if they happen to be working on an actual Infamous 3 with Delson and Cole, it'd be like a really good thing to have like a collection of 1 and 2 to let the players know, who the characters is. Because this was like 2 generations ago that we got to play as Cole. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't really know who Cole is and stuff like that.
Especially at the end of Infamous 2, where it's like that
lightning ball. I'm like, bro, he's alive.
Like, people are like,
he's alive.
Which I want. Dude, if you could play as either Cole or Delson, or you had this regime against the like government or whatever, that would be so fucking badass.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. What else do you think they might show? Oh, one more thing too. I also I don't know what's it called. If they would be working on a new Infamous right away. It's highly possible.
I think they might tease
it. It's highly possible because, but the thing about Sucker Punch is they're a small studio. They're not small, but they're not Insomniac big. Insomniac can be working on Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Miles Morales, and I also think one thing they might announce, which I'll get to right now, they might announce
Spider-Man.
No. Another IP.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna go back to that in a second. One? Yeah.
I think I heard rumors about them working on another one.
I think they're gonna go back to Sunset Overdrive, and I think they should.
Because they're bringing that over.
They're bringing it over to PlayStation eventually. Rumors, but I think
it was confirmed.
Is it?
Because they got their licenses back from.
I know they got it back.
Microsoft.
Yeah, I know they got it back, but I don't know if it's gonna be like legitimately confirmed that they're gonna bring the game back, which I think they should. Because I think Sunset Overdrive is
from that little I played here, it was pretty fun.
Dude, Sunset Overdrive is the best exclusive on Xbox, and a lot of Xbox players do not appreciate it. And it gets me mad.
Damn.
Because I'm like...
Oh, because they don't like it?
No, yeah, a lot of people don't like it. I remember my friend, you remember Via. He didn't like it. He was like, he said, bro, I don't like it, bro. I'm like, you little Halo Gears of War cocksucking people don't appreciate good games. I was like, man, Sunset Overdrive is the best exclusive on Xbox. I don't care. But
I think it'd be cool to bring it over to PS5 for.
At least they could bring the first one over, so they can like eventually see how it sells, and they could probably make a sequel.
Yeah.
But like I said, Sucker Punch, them working on a new Infamous, they're a small studio, so I don't know if they were working on a new Infamous. I definitely do think that the next Ghost of Tsushima is a long ways away.
Which I'm fine with personally, I'm fine. Because I know that there's like a whole bunch of leaks about them. It might have been Iki Island, or it might have been like Part 2, which I don't think is probably Iki Island, because before when it got announced, people were saying, oh, they're already hiring more people for like this specific thing.
Or they already have a bigger studio and they just haven't said anything. I honestly think that might be one thing they might announce tomorrow. Sucker Punch might be like, hey, we have acquired 2 more full studios for people to work on games with us, and we're working on Infamous. We're working on Ghost of Tsushima.
If they brought a bigger studio, not only could they do Ghost and Infamous at the same time, but they could bring Sly back.
That's what Jack said. Jack said there's a rumor going around that Sly might come back. Those 3, compared to Insomniac's big 3, which would be Sunset Overdrive, Spider-Man, and freaking Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank. That's one hell of a lineup. And we haven't even talked about what Santa Monica Studios doing, Guerrilla Games, with Horizon, God of War coming right now with God of War Ragnarok.
There's so many bangers.
There's so much stuff
which is
kind of
crazy.
It's insane.
Which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because the PS5 is just about a year old.
We got the PS5 right now.
In like 2 months in November, it's gonna be 2 years old.
Yeah.
8-year-old.
Yeah, it's like.
It's about time. It's about time all these crazy games come out.
Yeah. The thing, honestly, we've had a really good cycle. I haven't beat Demon's Souls yet on PS5, but I want to go back to it because honestly, what I played from it, I enjoyed it a lot. Ratchet and Clank, banger. Miles Morales was good, but obviously it was on PS4 as well.
I think that's what is missing. There's like just straight PS5, because even a lot of these new games are coming out, like Horizon.
I don't even know how that's on PS4.
Probably God of War. To be honest, it's probably gonna.
I hope not.
Probably gonna be PS4
I
and
hope
PS5.
not.
And there's probably others that they're gonna announce.
Okay, well, I say I hope not, but I don't know. Because the reason why I say I hope not is because I feel like if they make the game on both, I feel that they're limited with what they can actually do.
They say that they are.
But the thing is,
they have to
Guerrilla
downgrade.
Guerrilla Games said that they weren't limited. Because they said they basically designed them differently. They said they weren't. They said that, I guess they were limited to when it comes to the point where, like, alright, this is the map size.
But now on
PS4, now we have to make it the same exact one on PS5.
Well,
on PS5 we can make it much bigger.
I think they just have to either double the work now if they want to do PS4 and PS5. It's kind of annoying.
Shout out to anybody who's a video game dev, bro. You guys are freaking. If you guys work for Sony, anybody watch, you guys are fucking amazing. Amazing guys.
I think I want Naughty Dog to come out with new shit too. I don't want.
I forget they're a thing.
I don't want them to be just restricted to Uncharted and The Last of Us.
They're probably
because as much as they're
gonna announce that Last of Us remaster tomorrow.
Oh yeah, they're coming out with
another remaster, another third time coming out, and I still haven't played it.
I want them to bring back Jak and Daxter, bro. That was my favorite.
If they can bring back Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank is popping, that would be insane. Those three like big mascots, they're back. They are back.
I hope so.
That'd be insane. That's what I love about it though, is how much they changed the wheel opposed to Microsoft. Microsoft's like Halo and Gears of War, they can't change much.
Yeah.
Third person shooter, first person shooter. There you go. It's like
especially because like
literally what they did with God of War, how they changed it from how the old style was. It's
crazy.
Literally crazy.
They literally did a complete fuck. It can't be
a
like hack and slash. Now it's like you're so invested in Kratos and Atreus. It's like, bro, their story was like
beautiful. It was just simply put beautiful. Yeah. But I think they could. I think we might see a new Uncharted tomorrow with his daughter.
I think it'd be cool.
I think it'd be cool, but I do miss Nathan.
I think it'd be cool, but I think there's so like with like the Lost Legacy with like the Chloe and the girl. I think they might do like it'd be cool if they did a Sam and like a and a Sully, because they went off and they did their own thing.
That is true.
But I mean the daughter, I don't know. I think
really
I would always like Nate more.
Yeah, Nate's just like Nathan Drake is just the epitome.
Uncharted.
Yeah, and if nobody's played Uncharted, if you have a PlayStation, I highly recommend it. There's also a movie coming out. Tom Holland's playing Nathan Drake. So it's who's playing Sully? Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg's playing Sully, one of the Nathan Drake's basically companion character in the game. Bro, that's like the perfect thing they should do. Honestly, that's probably what they're doing. We probably are getting a new Uncharted because they need something to come out with the movie. So they announced it tomorrow.
Unless they base it off of Uncharted 3. Unless they do like a prequel type thing, or not like a prequel. Yeah, kind of like a prequel.
Like a prequel
because
game?
Uncharted, because Uncharted 1 he was already old. Uncharted 3 you played as little Nathan for like a while.
That is
true. And then that's when he met Sully.
Yeah, that is true. When he was in
cool.
I would like that. I would like that too. That's a young version of Nathan. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
I just think that's fucking genius.
That's actually
if they release that and then like
have the idea right now.
and then have like a trailer or something, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be really good actually. I'm down. That's a really good.
Because even with the Ratchet and Clank movie, that's what they did.
Yeah.
The video game and the movie, or vice versa. I don't remember.
There's a lot of talks about a new Bloodborne, which I never even played.
I couldn't beat the first level, bro.
I couldn't beat the first level either. That game is so hard.
I'm actually done with Ghost, so I wanted to go into Demon Souls.
Try it.
I think it's gonna be hard. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to
actually, no. The basic like open worldness is not that bad.
You know what other game is crazy? What is it?
Elden
Rings.
Oh, Elden Rings.
Because everyone is saying it's Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Open world.
Yeah, it is.
Which is crazy.
You get a horse. It's like the way, bro. I'm down. And then it just looks insane because like it's like
it's like new. The only thing that sucks about it is that it's not designed specifically for next gen. It was not designed for the PS4 hardware as well, so might be a little bit. You can even tell if you watch the trailer, like you can tell the graphics are a little bit outdated. It doesn't look super like brand new crispy like Demon Souls does, but you can definitely tell it has like a little bit more of a like older look to it. But it's fine as long as the game runs at 60 frames. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm hoping every game,
dude. That's
at the very least 60. At the very least.
Freaking! I was looking at the first quarter next year for video games is packed. It's packed. You got Elden Ring, you got Horizon. Actually, hold on.
Because I only knew Horizon.
Actually, hold on.
I didn't even know when.
That might be it. Honestly, hold up. No, I think that might be it. No, there's something else going on.
I'm pretty sure they'll come out.
But either way, those two games alone, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a. I think.
Oh, for me, Destiny DLC comes out in February.
Nice.
Destiny 2 DLC, boy.
Damn. But I want them to come out with something new. Something different.
Well, apparently people were talking about the Blue Point Games, the people who make Bloodborne. It could be a Bloodborne 2. It could be just a Bloodborne patch saying that
EA should come out with another Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, EA?
I mean, not Spider-Man.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Well, they are working on Jedi Fallen Order 2.
The
Cowcasters. They should.
That game was so good.
Jedi Fallen Order is amazing. But any final thoughts? Anything you think they might announce? They're probably gonna announce a whole bunch of bullshit indie games.
I mean, I was gonna say Infamous, but
my dog. I was like, what the hell?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited because I don't know what they're gonna come out. I feel like we know, but there's some things that we don't know. Like we know God of War, we know Horizon, we know.
You think we'll see Spider-Man too?
I hope so.
You know what I think?
So.
I think
they've had a long time.
I'm calling this right now. You're gonna see Spider-Man. The title coming 2022.
I hope so.
That's it. That's all you're gonna get.
It's gonna be black.
It's gonna be like
black webs.
Yeah. Oh wait, what? Oh wait, with Venom?
No, with Venom.
Venom. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Because it's kind of crazy. Because if you played it, it's like Harry Osborn is Venom now.
Basically.
Or they're kind of like
linked together.
Yes.
He's like, unfortunately, he's like the one that's carrying like the parasite.
It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Which I love the way that they made it like different from the movies.
Yeah.
In a way, because having Harry be Venom is
having you fight your best friend is gonna be wild.
After fighting Doc Ock, which was so emotional, like that shit made me cry like 3 different times.
Spider-Man. If you haven't played Spider-Man, bro, on PS4 or PS5, whatever, you have to play that game.
Which I think would be cool too, because if you played the original Spider-Man and Miles, they played different. So if they
completely different.
If they added something to make this one play different from the first one, I think it'd be cool, because in the first one he's complete.
Yeah.
Like, he has everything. Like, what else can you really give him? Which was cool playing as Miles, because he was able to turn invisible. He had his Venom powers, which is like his electricity.
My only problem with Spider-Man, I don't say my problem, more like a worry. Same thing with Ghost of Tsushima, is you think we're gonna get like a new area, or we're just gonna get like the same New York?
No, I think they
can add Brooklyn. They can add on like little extra areas.
They add a new area for both games. I think Ghost of
Tsushima's gonna go to Japan. Like, it's gonna go to the.
I hope it's either in Japan, or I was talking to Jake about it. I hope it's more modern, because in feudal.
Huh?
Yes,
What do you mean modern?
So not like brand new modern, but like a little bit newer than like feudal Japan, where it's like, because if you remember climbing on all those buildings, how cool it'd be to have like an actual city, like all those settlements. Mm-hmm. There's like one big tower, but there's no city. There's no like houses and like all that.
I think what Sucker Punch should do, and they should basically pretty much give the middle finger to Assassin's Creed and have their own Assassin's Creed called the Ghosts, the Ghost of Tsushima, the Ghost of Paris,
because now
the Ghost of Rome,
because
something like that, the Ghost of Greece, and they should just go through different timelines and literally like, bro, imagine a game that takes place in Greek mythology with that combat. With a character compelling as Jin Sakai,
I think the only issue
fighting some mythical beasts like that, like a Minotaur. Oh my gosh!
I think the only issue is that like feudal Japan's like way here, then like Greek mythology is like all the way down there.
It doesn't mean it has to make sense. You don't have to pair them together.
Go back in time.
Yeah, you don't have to pair them together, but you could just like, it's just like the premise of a ghost. It's like it goes through time.
That'd be pretty cool.
Unless
they did some like Like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 would just go back. You'd like have
The Animus?
like simulation.
I don't want that though. I never liked the idea of the Animus.
Yeah, I mean me neither, but it's like.
Because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
It's good.
I mean, it's cool. The combat's so bad.
I wasn't a fan.
The combat is unbelievably bad for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Couldn't do it.
I don't even know how that shit's passable for some people. But I mean, it's not that it's so it's bearable to me because I played a lot of MMOs in the past, and like it reminds me of an MMO combat. And if you know, it's like they're not as fluid as something like something like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. You know, it's like very like clanky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's any final thoughts? That's it. That's it. Damn, that was it, boys. That was the first episode of the podcast
with no name.
Podcast with no name. That might be the name, honestly. Podcast with no name. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Doesn't sound too bad.
We'll figure it out. Pretty much. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to get in touch with us, I'm gonna put our social medias down in the description below. I'm Gio.
Mark.
And we out. Peace.